Welcome back to another episode of Divergent, scientists who had unlocked the secrets of the universe. So, after finding this new species on planet Ema, the Divergent said, the staff of legends, looking at these primitive beings on a screen. What do you mean, sir? Elvis said. Elvis, after I meet them, they see how advanced my technology is. They'd see me as a god, and after we leave this reality, I would probably be deified, and the generations of these beings in the future will think I'm just a mythological character. The Divergent said, "Oh, I see, sir. You'd probably end up becoming their chief god after we leave." Elvis said, "That would be something." The Divergent said, chuckling. And the Divergent began to study these intelligent beings of planet Ema, and he got information from his studies that these beings obviously didn't speak English, unlike most aliens in superhero movies or comic book movies. And he discovered that there wasn't only one intelligent species on the planet. There were 8 intelligent species who are all cousins and evolved from the same ancestor. They were 4-legged, insectoid, mammalian looking creatures with 4 arms. Some of the species had fur, some had no fur, some had mandibles, some didn't. Some were small in stature and others were enormous, as in could grow to 8 feet tall. He realized all these different species were constantly at war with each other, and the giant ones, who are the ones who could grow to 8 feet tall, were the dominant species. And the other species had formed a coalition against them to end their reign and wipe them out, because they viewed the giant ones as a threat. They mostly engaged them in guerrilla warfare because they knew they had very little chance against them in a war. The giant ones had created an empire that ruled over all the other species for hundreds of years. So after making all this discovery about these species, the Divergent, whose name is Twitchell, told Elvis to decode their language. Each species had formed a nation of their own, and there were many languages and dialects. Okay, sir. From my reconnaissance, I deduced that there are 83 languages, and after studying the species, I've been able to decode all of them, Elvis said. That's good to hear. Okay, then create a device that translates English into their languages and their languages into English, Twitchell said. Okay, sir, I'm on it. So Elvis made a device that Twitchell would use to translate the language of the Flakeri, who are the intelligent beings of planet Ima, and the Divergent decided to appear before the Flakeri. Say, do you think that's the best course of action? I mean, contacting them and giving them knowledge that could help their civilization advance technologically could just lead to them wiping themselves out in a nuclear war if they become advanced enough. I know you want to give the subjugated ones a fighting chance, but you need to think of what the consequences of you meeting them will be to their civilization. Elvis said, "You're right, Elvis, but I have to give the subjugated ones a fighting chance. I mean, you saw it yourself, how the giant ones are ruthless and might end up wiping all the other species, like what Homo sapiens probably did to their cousins back on Earth. And besides, we will use this civilization as a case study on how a civilization with advanced technology can help a primitive society like this become a peaceful and prosperous one. Or in this case, a being like myself with advanced technology can help primitive beings become more technologically advanced, the Divergent said. So, the Divergent appeared before one of the elders of one of the nations in his palace in front of his subjects whilst they were discussing battle plans and how to conduct more guerrilla warfare to weaken the empire of the giant ones. Fear not, people of the Newman nation. I am the Divergent, and I have come to help, Churchill said, slowly descending from the air onto the ground of the palace. The Flakeri gasped in horror as they saw him. What kind of sorcery is this? What kind of demon are you? The Newman king said. What do you say to me, you little moron? The Divergent said, raising the Newman king with a telekinetic weapon. Forgive me, please. Forgive me, the Newman king replied. Divergent lowered him back to the ground. I am a being from another reality, and what you are seeing is not sorcery, it's called science. I hope you understand what I am saying, the Divergent said. Yes, Lord, I understand. Lord, were you sent by the gods to save us from the giant ones? Lord, are you a god? The Newman king said. No, I'm not a god, the Divergent replied. I am here today to protect the coalition from the Fidean Empire, to stop them from wiping the nations, including your nation, off the face of this world. He started, said the Divergent, he started levitating. I am here to usher you, the Flackery, to a new age of peace and prosperity, to make you realize that you don't need to kill each other and that you can all live in peace, the Divergent said. How, pray thee, Lord Divergent, can this be possible? The nations have been fighting since the dawn of the Flackery, the newborn king said. It started with me meeting the emperor of the Findaeans, the Divergent said. So, by that, Divergent, who is a being who doesn't perceive time normally as other beings, says it started with me meeting the emperor of the Findaeans because from his perspective, he has already met the emperor of the Findaeans, and the Findaeans are the giant ones. So, the Divergent went ahead and met the Findaeans. Okay, so the story will be continued.